Welcome to High Speed Machine, and this is W204 C63 AMG 507.
Turn back 10 years, and you might have seen one of these beautiful coupes on the street. A significant 6.2-liter M156 engine, producing a deep, burbling sound. The 507, one of the iconic German V8s of that era. Indeed, that era no longer exists. The first C63 W204 launched in the year 2008. Yes, the year we have BMW E9X M3, Audi RS4, and the Lexus ISF. The 63 AMG is reportedly the first AMG Mercedes designed from the ground up. Seems to be an AMG C-Class predecessors had essentially features bowed down with performance and modifications. Thanks to the M156 engine, despite being detuned compared to other AMG offerings by using the same power plant. But still, it provides the 63 AMG with more horsepower and torque over its direct rivals, such as the Audi RS4 and the BMW M3. Oh, even more than the B8.5 RS5.
You know what the funny part is? By driving this kind of a vehicle, you have that such of confidence, like superior, I would say. You know, some like a British person, you know, that kind of personality. When someone asks you, hey, what's the liter of the car? And you can tell them with your nose holes to point at their forehead, 6.208. But I'm telling you, this car is kind of like, we call that in Chinese is a 油老虎, which means the gas tiger. Wow! 那这真是个油老虎，我都不知道这台车的油耗是多少。我也知道没开多久就提醒我要加油了。还好 ，I'm a proactive guy。所以当你没油的情况下，你怎么办呢？由于是你短暂时间之内找不到加油站，我教你，就是随身带一桶油。然后拐在一个像这种居民区里面，你就开始给它加油。
Wow, that's a good point. However, the weather doesn't seem too friendly as the clouds are turning dark.
66升的油箱对于一台6.208自吸的发动机来说确实比较小，而且世事难料，现在下雨了。这是我第一次在雨中加油，搞定，我们可以上路了。
Okay, fine. Sometimes that's life. It literally stopped raining right after I filled the car.
507 horsepower, 450 pound-feet of torque. Well, it's amazing because 450, the number is the same as the Audi RS5 horsepower. But something you're going to be cringe, because this car is running 255 on the rear.
That's right. With that kind of power sending to the rear wheels and only 255 width, it's really not enough for grip. No wonder the 63 always burns out. On the other hand, with the low-profile tires like 235/35 R19 and 255/30 R19 on GTA's roads, you gotta pay extra attention, especially to those curves and potholes, cause you don't wanna damage those expensive AMG wheels.
Right now I'm in the comfort mode, and I can switch to the Sport Plus. You can hear the cabin sound.
What's special about the engine that makes the lovely deep burbling sound? The M156, one of the most epic naturally aspirated V8 from Germany. Let's start from AMG. Before AMG started as an independent company focused on tuning Mercedes vehicles into high-performance machines. In 1999, Mercedes became the majority shareholder, and by 2005, AMG was fully owned by Mercedes. Around this time, AMG developed its first exclusive engine at Offenbach. Unlike previous Mercedes engines, which was built with cutting-edge racing technology and was tested on two CLK DTM P900 prototypes. It debuted in the 2007 E63 AMG. This engine, built as an 8-cylinder with 6.2 liters, was labeled as 6.3 liters in tribute to Mercedes' first V8, the M100. It has strong aluminum block with a racing-inspired closed-deck design, similar to the SLR McLaren's M155, with a bore and stroke of 102.2mm by 94.6mm. It was the first mass-produced engine to use nano-slide wire arc spray coating on the cylinder walls, boosting durability and cutting friction by 50% at 110 Celsius compared to the traditional cast iron liners. Yep, the M156 engine had a forged steel crankshaft and heavy-duty connecting rods, inspired by racing engines. Standard models used the cast pistons, while the 2010 63 P31 performance package introduced the multi-forged pistons, a lighter crankshaft, and stronger connecting rods. Upgrades later applied to other 63 models, such as the Black Series and the 507. Oh yes, the 507 is limited edition as well. Each cylinder bank had aluminum heads with 4 valves and twin overhead camshafts. The 32 valves were operated by bucket type followers, creating a compact and stiff valve train that allowed for higher power output. It won Performance Engine of the Year in 2009 and 2010, despite some premature wear issues. Well, such as headboard failure, cam adjust rattle. That could be really expensive.
我感觉这个车啊，可以匹配上那种西装暴徒的感觉。就是怎么说呢？就好像你住德国的郊区，你早上起来喝完一杯 espresso， 吃完早餐，打着这辆车，在德国的 autobahn 上，以时速200公里每小时的速度，唰杀到公司里面。就这台车怎么样都不会跟烂仔扯上关系。6.208，那不像我们这些开 2.0NA 的人，都是得挡要到根儿那种才能行，都是。这台车不需要，你需要稍微踩快点，稍微切个模式。随踩随有。从容与优雅，甚至你开这种车，你可以单手扶着方向盘，另外一个手放在副驾的腿上。我想奔驰的工程师也很难预料到，几年后，人们不再用按键手机，都在用智慧型手机，所以这些按键是不是有点太过于复杂？包括你打电话，我这里都可以按的哦。所以你会在车上按这个号码去打电话吗？
I think Mercedes designer assumed that every single owner owns an expensive watch, so that's why they put seat adjustment over here instead of here.
但是 IWC 表去哪了？难道是 C 级不够资格吗？
You know what's the good things in old days? The quality. They don't sound cheap. Mercedes, bring this quality back. Please.
车主似乎也发觉自带的中文系统很过时，于是换上了与时俱进的 CarPlay。
包括像以前的钥匙，我都觉得以前的钥匙比现在有仪式感。其实你可以按这个键启动，也或者可以把它
A few moments later，
又或者可以把它这样取下来。然后呢，你可以插钥匙启动，仪式感拉满。但是呢，就是这个东西，尤其是台湾的外汇车，就是你进口的时候，这个东西就莫名其妙的总会丢。然后呢，再以某种渠道，这个东西就会很贵的再卖给你，是不是很奇妙？就你静静的这个角度去看它，你不觉得这台车很帅吗？包括这个扩散器加这个4个排气管，我只想说，睡了。这个前脸呢，看起来就敲胸的。Listen to it. Just listen to it. That sounds premium.
For that wide open hood, it's an easy way to simplify maintenance. Mercedes likely had this concept in mind while designing this vehicle, aiming for more precision in future engine work. This badge represents that this masterpiece of an engine was assembled by a unique engineer. Imagine if you could meet this very engineer who built your vehicle in person. And that would be the coolest thing.
原厂这个拉花你们就要注意了，这个原厂拉花我刚才查了一下价格 ，retail price 800刀2跳。
你像那个年代的奔驰给你的感觉就是马力即是正义，缸数即是正义，排量即是正义。你的马力都是由缸数和油费来换来的，加油站忠实合作伙伴。整个车开起来给我的感觉来说，这个方向的框量啊十分大，没有像奥迪 RS5 啊或者是19 RM3那样十分准。我觉得奔驰在造这台车的时候就没有考虑到赛道这一件事情，以至于它在2012年才推出了一个 Black Series 系列。同代的19 RM3在赛道上面来说可以吊打这台车，但直线方面来说的话，这台车又能吊打19 RM3。但是相比起 RS5 同代的 RS5 来说的话，我还是给大家留个悬念吧，因为我们刚拍了一期直线加速赛。如果想看直线加速赛的话，请记得点赞订阅并开启小铃铛，这样就不会错过精彩节目。其实我一直很喜欢这一代的4门版本，4门的 C63W204。我觉得那台车就是一个 Autobahn Saloon， 我不需要那台车有多好的操控，我只需要它该有力的时候是有力的。我们其实在146那一期就说过，像这种 NA 的车，那一个年代的 BBA 注重的是什么？油门反应。这台车真的是，即使我放在 Comfort 模式下，也是随踩随用，就没有那种油门迟滞的感觉。现在的很多车就不知道为什么喜欢在里面加一些什么 rev hand 啊这些技术在里面，丧失了那一种比较原始的感觉。就是其实车辆这个东西，我觉得它最直接的乐趣其实就是机械加你的一个回馈和感受。这就是为什么越到后来大家都越喜欢买那个年代的车，15年之前的 BBA 和08年之前的 JDM， 像15年之前的这些大排量 V8 都是我们回不去的时代。当时造车的时候，他们的概念不会像现在一样考虑环保啊、节油啊、政治正确啊这些东西，他们就一个概念，我的排量怎么大怎么来。像你看消失的 Viper， 下一代的这些美系肌肉车都要告别 V8。我甚至不敢想象，不要说00后吧，我们说10后这帮孩子们，或者是等我的孩子出生以后，那是一个多悲哀的年代呀。他们可能永远也不知道 什么是大排量内燃机的快乐。哎，你知道为什么这个《星际穿越》的这个 BGM 会让你有一种心潮澎湃的感觉？因为他们导演在做那个 BGM 和他们电影配乐的时候是用的是管弦乐。这个管弦乐的原理呢，就跟这种大排量自吸车很像，缸数越多，堆积出来的声音越好听。像这种十字曲轴 V8 大排量的浑厚，或者是小排量 V8 高转17的那种澎湃。一个时代过去了，你看现在最新的 C63，美其名曰的说把 F1 的技术放在上面，其实消费者们需要的是什么？你是 C63，你就得把这个 V8 拿回来，V8 等于 C63。